Starting this amazing camera comparison between one of the top mid-range devices that you can find on the market. You got Honor 400, Motorola Edge 60 Pro, Samsung Galaxy A56 and Nothing Phone 3A Pro. But let's find out which camera is the best here. Okay, starting with ultra wide angle. This is dynamic range. Colors looking slightly different on each of these devices, I have to say. Again, it's a small screen, so it's hard for me to tell you. But let's have a look at stabilization. We are so lucky to have this amazing park here. Unfortunately, Nothing Phone 3A Pro is limited to 1080p on ultra wide angle, so there's no 4K. All the three devices are capable of recording 4K. But let's stop and switch to the main camera using 4K. Okay, so now this is the main camera. Still recording in 4K resolution. Let me know what you think about this one. And if you enjoy this camera comparison and other content related to smartphones, huge sub to the channel will be absolutely amazing, guys. I really spend loads of time to make those videos, but it's worth it because you can decide which phone is the right for you. Well, let's carry on with the review and switch to the optical zoom Nothing Phone 3A. We also got optical zoom on Motorola and adjust the digital crop ×2 here on Samsung and Honor. But let's take some pictures now. Now it's good to see 4K across all these four devices, and I think 4K on the selfie is the standard now, even on the mid-range device, which is really good. So this is the quality, this is stabilization. We've got a beautiful day. Doesn't happen very often here in the UK, but let's have a look at some selfies now. Now, in terms of the maximum zoom with video, we've got ×8 on Nothing Phone, ×10 on Samsung, ×10 on Honor, and ×20 on Motorola. Let me know what you think about the quality, and I'm gonna carry on taking some pictures now. So Honor is the only device that supports portrait video modes on video recording. I like the HDR10 on Motorola, and then Samsung and Nothing, they don't have anything like this. However, I just switched to 1080p 60 FPS just to show you the different features. This is also available on all the two devices. So sadly there is no 4K 60 FPS on none of these phones here. But let's have a look at some portrait photography now.
No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Now, as you can see, it's pretty bright day, and I have put the high resolution mode. Again, this is not available on Nothing. And let's see how fast or maybe slow. This was on about 2 seconds. Motorola has ultra wide angle and the main camera. That seems pretty fast. Samsung, yeah, and I just use Pro mode here on Nothing Phone 3A Pro. Well, let's compare the quality now. using optical zoom on Motorola and nothing phone, just digital crop on Honor and Samsung. So this is the quality. Let me know what you think, and I'm gonna have a look at some macro photography now. Okay, now to check on slow motion. I will be using this DYU folding electric bike, such a great commute bike. Now you've got all these phones here. My wife will be helping me, and as you can see, they support full HD 120 frames. Same, I cannot see anything on Samsung unfortunately, and I've got 120 FPS on nothing. So let's see which one's the best here. Now, as an active person, you know, having 3 children, 2 dogs, for me is very important that my smartphone can take pictures and they are nice and sharp. And you know what? All 4 devices managed to get very good results. Surprisingly, when I was making camera comparison with S25 Ultra and other flagship, I think Magic 7 Pro, the Samsung was blurry, but here you can see the results are pretty amazing. But let's have a look and see how these devices performing at night in low light conditions. Now we can have a look at the selfie cameras. I am still recording in 4K. This is the quality, and I must say I am a huge fan how much wider the field of view is on Motorola and Honor. You know, Samsung and nothing are pretty close to your face, but you let me know your thoughts, and I'm gonna take some selfies now. So this is the maximum zoom on all these 4 devices. But let's switch back to the main camera and take some pictures now. Now I have switched to 1080p 60 FPS. This is the quality. Let me know what you think, and I'm gonna have a look at some portrait photography now. So little conclusion here, and I have to say that the Honor 400 is probably the most balanced device. For the price, you will not be disappointed. Great portrait photography, decent stabilization. Yes, there is no portrait dedicated telephoto lens, but it did exceptionally well in my opinion. Then we've got the Motorola Edge 60 Pro. This is the most expensive device here because it costs over £600, which in my opinion is very expensive. Yes, you got brilliant zoom, build quality, etc. However, color accuracy not the best, and I'm a huge fan of ultra wide angle on a selfie camera here. Moving on to Samsung, and I have to say, big disappointment for me here. This phone costs $449, no telephoto lens, pictures okay, video quality not bad. I would expect a lot more. And I must say, I really like how the Nothing Phone 3 A Pro performed here. Again, $399 currently here in UK. I think it's a decent value for money. You get a dedicated telephoto lens, that unique design, but remember, only 3 years of software updates. Let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you next one. Cheers.